Okay, everybody, it's me, Carol, with Refunction Crafts again, and I am bringing another pillow to you guys. Please don't say not another pillow. Anyway, this is another no-sew pillow, and if you want to know how I put this pillow together, I have another video that I did, and this is just all I did was I cut this fabric, and you can see actually the inside of this pillow is the real outside of the fabric, but I wanted it to be a lighter floral print, and when I turned it over, I liked the way the back side looked. And once I finish with this, you will see some of this in the end. So what I did was I went in about 3/4 of an inch all the way around, and I glued this together all the way around about 3/4 of an inch in. I see a couple of spots where I might have come out a little further, and I might want to pull that and make sure that, well, I can still clip it the way I want to, so because it's actually glued in a little farther. So anyway, that's what you want to do, is take your glue and go around the heart and glue the pieces together about a 3/4 of an inch in, all the way around, leaving about 2 inches in one section so that you can put your stuffing in. And I just took stuffing out of another pillow that I had bought a long time ago and never used, and so I thought if I'm never going to use it, I might as well use the stuffing that's inside of it. So that's what I did. I pulled it out of another pillow, but it is clean, fresh stuffing. So that part is done. Again, if you want to see how I do my no-sew pillows, you can go and see another video where I've done this. Only on that one, I just glued it right up to the edge of the pillow. I didn't go in that 3/4 of an inch. The reason that I've done this is I'm going to turn this into a rag pillow, and that's the purpose for these scissors. These are my, when I used to do rag quilts all the time, this is what I used to clip them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go all the way around this, and I haven't used these in a while. I hope these are a decent pair, and they're not the greatest, so it may take me a little bit of time to get this done, but that's okay. These are not as sharp as I would like them to be, for sure. I know I have like 3 or 4 pairs of these around. This was the pair that I grabbed. And so we're just going to go with it. So I'm just going to go around the entire pillow and cut these strips about 1/4 of an inch wide, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to go around the entire pillow, and when I'm done with that, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we have a couple of spots here where these might be, we're going to use our real scissors here. or there's a couple of pieces that are a little longer than others. It doesn't really matter though, because it's all going to sort of rag up. What I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to mess with it a little bit, but I'm also going to dampen these edges, and I'm going to throw it in the dryer so that it becomes really, really raggedy. So while I'm doing that, you guys, I will turn you off and turn you back on, and by the time I get you back on, that should be done. Okay, so there we have a fringy little pillow, fringy on both sides, and I just took it and dampened these fringes, and actually I took my blow dryer to it instead of putting it in the dryer, just to try and do it a little bit faster. So anyway, now we're going to decorate it. I just need to see which side I want to be my front and which to be my back. I think this is going to be my front. So what I've got here is I've got a whole bunch of little odds and ends. And what I thought was, I thought maybe I would use this silver trim that Deanna sent me to put around the inside edge right here. This is just going to go on the front, but I thought maybe that would be really pretty. Or, let's see, I could take some of this, which actually this looks really pretty. Deanna sent me this as well. That looks really, really pretty on it, actually. I think I like that even better. Yeah, I think we're going to go with this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start embellishing this. And I'm going to put this around the edges. Just going to nip this. First I want to put some glue on this so it doesn't get all fringy on me. We want fringe on the outside of the pillow. And this is a way that you can do something without, if you don't have lace. This is flannel fabric. And when I did my rag quilts, I always did them in flannel. Sometimes I would throw a little bit of cotton in there. But I would throw an extra layer of flannel in it just so that I would get more of the thick fringe. So just so that you know, the flannel works really, really well for making rag quilts, rag pillows, rag whatever you're making. The flannel works really, really well. So I'm just going to go around this entire edge here with my trim. And I'm going to pull it tightly so that the pillow stays more in shape the way that I want it. And this trim will kind of help me do that so that it doesn't get, you know, bundled up in spots. And hopefully this, I'm sure this piece is long enough. I didn't even measure it to see if it was long enough, but I'm pretty sure we've got plenty to get around this pillow. Okay, so let's see how quickly we can do this. Yeah, not super quickly, but We want to make sure that we get this on there in a neat way without getting the fringe caught up in it. Okay. We'll be okay. And you could also do this by sewing this. If you're a sewer, you may prefer to do that. I do sew, but I don't sew a lot. And number one, for video purposes, it's easier for me to do this method. And number two, I'm just not as into sewing as I used to be. So dragging out the sewing machine becomes a chore. And this way I don't have that extra chore to do. And not to mention, I'm not quite sure how to set up the camera with the sewing machine. So it would take extra setup time, and I'd have to move my camera to finish the video and all that stuff. So for me, this works. For you, if you are a sewer, you may prefer to take that route. And either way works out just fine. But this is definitely a no-sew project. And I like to bring videos on no-sew projects because there are a lot of people who don't sew. And they think that they can't make things like this because they don't sew. And that's simply not true. You can make anything you want. You just have to get creative about how you do it. You see how I'm pulling that and it straightens that out nicely. And I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this now. So let me see, I need it to go to about right. Whoops. Let me put some glue behind there. And let's see, right about there. Yeah, maybe one more nip. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got that on there. And the more you play with this fringe, the more fringy it'll get. The more time it spends in a dryer or what have you, this will get really fringy, and it's really quite cool once it starts to fringe up even more. I love rag quilts. It was one of my favorite things to make with my mother-in-law. And we used to just have a ball. We would have sewing weekends, and we would spend the entire weekend sewing and making rag quilts. And like I said, I could sew, but I can sew a straight line. And it doesn't go a whole lot farther than that. I've made some tote bags and things like that in the past. Again, they take a lot of time, and so I just got to where the sewing projects were just not my thing. I like crafting because I can usually do a project in way less time than it takes to sew something. So I was thinking about putting this. Isn't that gorgeous? This is one of the pieces of lace and pearls that I got from Deanna, and I just love it. Isn't that gorgeous? I think that looks really pretty on there. And then I've got some wedding dress laces too. And then I've also got this lace, which I think is absolutely stunning, and it actually goes with this print really nicely. I don't think I need that on right now. And I kind of hate to use this piece yet because I'm kind of saving it for something special. And I don't want to use it up right away. I also do love this lace very much. This is, I'm assuming, some lace off of like a wedding dress or what have you, and it's just gorgeous. What I could do is I was thinking I could take this lace and I could lay a piece of this sort of across the pillow like that, and then just sort of try and build around it. I think maybe that's what I'm going to do first. Let me cut these end pieces off here. And just kind of bring it up, right up over that there, and maybe to there. This lace is nice because you can cut all these little pieces out and use them separately, and I just love being able to do that. And I kind of like having that hang over there. I almost wish I had left these on at this end. Maybe I'll put those back on and have them hang over that end. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so first, let me trim these up a little bit. And this one. There we go. And first things first, I think I'm going to just glue these on either side there so I know where I'm starting. And that will come sort of right out there. Okay. And I literally have to stand up to do this because I'm very short and I need to see from above what I'm doing, so got little spider webs all over my glue gun. Not literal spider webs, glue webs. And almost there. There. That looks really pretty. You can also layer this, you know, with something else sort of coming through the middle of it too. So The possibilities are really just about endless with this stuff, with laces and things, where you can kind of build around them and build onto them and do all kinds of great things. I've also got this little piece that would look pretty in there too somewhere. One of the things that I want to do on this, I've also got some pink lace too that could kind of be added into that, which would be very, very pretty. Like that. But one of the things that I want to do is I want to try and make a couple of very quick roses, and I'm actually not going to cut this off. I'm going to just start it like this. And I'm going to make a couple of rolled roses here, so you guys can watch me do that. I've got videos on how I make these. And this is just a piece of chiffon that I'm using here. And it's a polyester chiffon. And I find that the polyester chiffons work best for me when I'm doing rolled roses. So they seem to really have a nice shape, and I just enjoy working with it. It's soft and sort of flimsy, so it lays just really, really nicely. And I just keep it kind of loose, because I like my petals to look loose. I don't like them to be too tight in some cases. Sometimes I like the tighter petals. I like it to be a tighter rolled rose, but in this case I want it to be sort of a loose rolled rose. Maybe I should come down a little closer for just a minute while I'm doing this, so that you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing. And I do have a video on making these rolled roses as well. Gonna have to get my new bag of glue sticks out, because this is the last glue stick I have of my old ones. So my friend Kim sent me a package of glue sticks, so I'm all set and ready to go. I want this first rose to be kind of a big one, so I'm trying to keep it loose and somewhat bigger, but it's not quite as big as I want it to be yet. I should have my little finger guard on, because this is where I tend to burn my fingers a lot, is when I'm making rolled roses. And I don't have any real fancy way that I do these, you guys, so I've watched a ton of videos on rolled roses, and everybody seems to do it a little bit different. Which way is the exact right way? I'm not sure, but I tend to just gravitate towards doing it the way that makes me feel the most comfortable, so that's what I'm doing here. So you can see, I'm just kind of, I may be a little willy-nilly compared to some of the other professionals. A professional rose maker I am not. One of these days maybe I will be, once I perfect my style. Sometimes you have to go back in here and glue these edges down, because this chiffon, like I said, it's very flimsy, and it can tend to, and the glue doesn't really seep through it a whole lot. So I think that's going to do for this one. I'm just going to cut it off there and go around here and glue it down at the bottom. So there's one. Very pretty. As long as they turn out nice, you know, I don't care how I get there, as long as I get there. So I'm starting out with my rosebud in the middle. I'm going to go close my craft room door real quick, you guys. My husband's watching TV, and it's not real noisy, but I don't want to get any kind of strikes against my channel because somebody hears something they think is copyright infringed, so I'm trying to be really careful about that. Especially since I'm monetized now, I need to be careful because, trust me, I don't get a whole lot of money for being monetized. It only works if people actually watch the commercials. But I have to be careful so that I don't get anything taken away from me because I'm not following the rules. So, and they will take it away from me. I haven't had any strikes yet. And hopefully I never will. And now I'm going to go up under there a little bit and just push it down. Whoops. That one's a little bit smaller than the last one. Gosh, I love this fabric. I really, really love it. And this was some that was sent to me by Gail over at Fava of 4. I think. No, this wasn't from her. This was actually some fabric I had in my stash because I had a huge piece of it. I still have a huge piece of it left so that I can continue to make my flowers with it. Gail has sent me some chiffon as well, but it's been, you know, a little bit smaller pieces, which are great too. And this one I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to I'm going to actually press it together on the ends here. And I'm going to see if I can get it a little bit fluffier. I'm not sure if this will work or not, but I have seen people do this as well. And it kind of keeps it more in place the way that you want it. And let's see, just a little bit more. I might regret doing that, but we're going to give it a shot. And I'm just going to cut that right there. And this is probably, let's see, I would say about 30 inches, just so that you guys know. And I'm folding a triangle there. And I'm actually going to fold one more triangle there. And we'll start wrapping that around. I'm just thinking if I do it a little thicker, I might get a little bit different look in this rose from the other roses. I don't have much of a tail to work with on this fabric. I don't know why. You know, sometimes when I'm doing these, I get a nice tail to work with, and sometimes I don't. And I know it's got to be the way I'm doing it, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong when I don't get my little tail to hold on to. But that's okay. This one feels like it's just going to be a little bit tighter. You can see it's kind of a little bit tighter in the workings. And I did not get that center glued real well, so we're just going to push that inside. There we go. And maybe we'll just allow some of the fringe to pop out on this one a little bit. Just to make it a little different. And that'll just make it a little bit shabbier. And in the process I can do a little bit more rolling, and I can actually do it a little bit faster because I'm not worried so much about showing that fringe. And this one is looking a little bit different than the other two, which is kind of what I was going for. So that's, whoopsie, got caught on my glue plate. Yeah, it looks really pretty. I like it. And then this last little bit, we're just gonna need my finger protector because there's glue on the edge of this. There we go. We're just going to go like that. And these are silicone, so the glue doesn't stick to it. So that's the plus about these. Okay. Get this glue off of here, and I think that's going to be okay, just having those 3 roses. Now to decide what exactly we're going to add to this. I also have this. And that might look pretty kind of over the top of that as well. Just have to decide, do I want to put maybe some of the lace over here, which I think I do. And I need to stand up so I can see what I'm doing. Figure out where I want my roses to go. I think I'm going to put them kind of right about there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down my roses first. Oh, I guess I should glue down my lace first, right? That's okay. We're still okay. And this is a piece of lace that Deanna sent me, and she was obviously going to use it in something else and changed her mind. And so I got this beautiful piece of lace for my stuff. So I was really excited when I saw it. I love lace, and it doesn't matter if you tried to use it for something else. Please, please, please never throw it away. Use it or give it to somebody who will use it. Because there's always somebody that, you know, can find a project to put a used piece of lace in. For sure. I think I'll put that one right there, and that way I can kind of shove the other roses over a little bit. Push them all sort of in that direction. There we go. Okay, so there's my flowers. And maybe what I'll do is I'll just cut some bits of this pink out of here. And just get it sort of poking out in a couple of spots. That looks really pretty. And maybe a piece sort of coming out over here. So we'll just cut this piece out. And we'll have that coming out right there. And that way it's kind of next to that pink flower too. And I want to say, I'll bet you Deanna made these flowers that she put on here, and they're super pretty. And I need to learn how to make better ribbon flowers. So I'm going to have to ask her about that, if she made those flowers, because I got to learn how to do it. Gosh, I just don't want to cut that one up. I do want to add something else kind of over here, I think. Just kind of coming up to the edge there, but I'm not sure what to do here, you guys. I'm losing my mind. I also have this little piece of wedding dress lace. Oh, that looks pretty coming right across there. Let me pull up this pink underneath. I like that. That looks really pretty. So we're just going to go ahead. Whoops, dropped a couple of things. Get some more glue sticks out here. And put them in my jar. I guess it's not ready yet. Now it is. Yeah, that looks really nice. I wonder if I ought to bring this sort of up here, coming from the other pink lace up here. Right there. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, so let's see, what else are we gonna do here? Gosh, I really wish if I had something like this that I could go around the whole thing with. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? Oh my goodness, that would be so pretty. But all I have of this is this little tiny piece. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to cut apart this other lace and see if this may not be long enough though. Doggone it. We're just going to test this, you guys, and see how far this will go. And we just had an airplane fly overhead. We live about 1 mile from the municipal airport here. So we have planes flying over our house all day, every day. Just little planes, but planes nonetheless. Oh, look. I think it might actually work, you guys. And that looks really pretty. Back behind that fringe. Oh, my goodness. We're going to go for it, you guys. We're going to go for it. Which means I need to cut this stuff off of here. Because I'm going to glue this on the back. And so I'm going to have to turn this lace over so that the good side shows on the back, and it won't matter on the front side because it's just going to be this, the pleated part, so that's going to be just fine. But I just want to cut off this mesh that's going around it here. Sorry, you guys. But I saw this out of the corner of my eye at the last second there. And I thought, oh my goodness, that would be pretty if it would work. So, we are going to flip this over. Get on the back side here. And pray as we go that I was correct and this is going to work. So we're going to go this way. The good thing is I don't have to ruffle this anywhere because it's already ruffled, so I don't have to worry about that. Whereas in my other video, I was trying to ruffle the lace that I had myself, and it turned out what I thought was enough was not even close to being enough. And I was so bummed out. So you can see the good side of this is on the back side here. That way it doesn't look rough on the back side. Not that it matters because this is going to be like a hanging thing. Or I might just do this one as just a little throw pillow. But I like to put those hangers on because I think a lot of people like to be able to hang these on a wall or on a bedpost. And so I think having the hanger on it makes all the difference. I hope we're going to make it, you guys. I am going to be so close on this one. But it's going to be so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I saw that. Trying to keep my little fringes out of the glue here. Whoops. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's okay. We're going to be all right, you guys. It is not quite making it, but I think I have a solution, so I'm okay. Look at that. Look at that. Can you believe that? Just that one little teeny spot right there. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a dot of glue right there. And we're going to kind of try and pull those together, just like that. Put a little bit of glue back behind there. Use our finger protector. Okay, so look at, we made it work, you guys. And then down here, let's see, where did I put that? Oh, right here I've got a little bow, and I think I want to put that in sort of the center of those flowers, or maybe right there. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that right there. Because this definitely does not look finished to me the way it is. And so, let me see what this looks like in here. I've got this purple flower that I made. That might look pretty, just kind of stuck in there to add another little pop of color. I also have, some of my handmade paper roses, and that would be okay to use too. Or, let's see, I could throw, I think I've only got one of those though, and I think I would need more than one to make that work. Okay, I've got, let's see, got this one and this one. We could throw those in like that, and that kind of makes me feel like it's filled in. The other way, I just didn't feel like it was, like it looks finished. That one does not work. Let's see, what other flowers do I have over here? I have a little gray flower. Most of my handmade flowers I've used up. There's that one that I got from Debbie over at Kiki's sale. Oh, and there's another one of hers. Let's see, do I have any more? I love Debbie's flowers, and I do the same thing with her handmade flowers that I do with other things that I love, and I hold them and I hold them and I hold them, and I won't use them because I don't want to waste them, but then they never get used. So what's the point? She gives them to me so that I'll use them, right? Got these little handmade flowers that Debbie sent me. Those would be pretty stuck in there. I need something back behind that, or in front of that bow too. I could take that, maybe put that there. I like the color of that one. It's a great color, and that kind of matches that color. This is a paper flower, but this is not going to be something that's made to be like thrown in the washing machine or anything either. So that's not its purpose. It's not to be laid on. So I think that looks really pretty. But I also need a, let's see, should I put that in there? Because ultimately this is going to go, this is one of my shabby bows, and this is definitely going on there because I made this specifically for this pillow, and it's going to go down here at the bottom. So or maybe what I should do is I have another one of these flowers that I got from Debbie that matches the one in here. I could put that one in there, and that way those two sort of match. Maybe that one could go in the middle. That looks pretty in the middle. But I also need a flower in the center of that bow, right here. The only thing is that doesn't match the other flowers. It's not a rose. I love this one. So Debbie, if you ever make any more of these, I like these. If you're listening. Or I could put this one in the center of that bow, and go like that, and maybe grab one more of these paper roses that Debbie sent me from Kiki's and put it in there like that. This is a pretty flower. This is one that I got in some stuff from Gail. That actually does go with this, and it gets that green, puts that green in there. I don't know, you guys. I'm struggling here. I wish you guys could yell at me. I feel like I want to put another color in between these roses, but that one I can stick down in there. So we're going to go with this one. And we're just going to push it way down and hold it there until it sticks. Just like that. I like that. And then this one, maybe we'll use this one in the center of the bow. Because I actually really love this in here. Even though it's not a rose, it feels to me like it looks good with the colors that we've got in this. I really like it. Probably what I should do is maybe put this on the center of this bow instead of this one. I think I'm going to change that out. I'm going to put this one in the center of the bow because it's the right colors. And these little glue sticks don't last very long. I've already had to change it. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we're going to put that flower in the bow. We don't need that. And then we're going to stick our bow right there. And that helps with, you know, the fact that we didn't quite have enough of that trim, that ruffled trim, to go all the way to the bottom, but that's okay because this bow goes right over that section, so it really doesn't affect it. And I'm going to try and sort of glue this down in a couple more spots here so that it doesn't pull away. And on this side. And what else do we need, you guys? Do we need a piece of bling? I think we need a piece of bling. Not that. Oh, you know what else? I kind of feel like there's something missing over here. I really do, you guys. I feel like that section needs more going on because it's kind of looks a little bit pitiful compared to the other side. So let's see how we can make this lace, turn it into as beautiful as the other side. Let's see. Trying to see if I can find another piece of lace that would, that's too perfect. Don't want anything perfect going over it right there. I've got some of these little bits, but then I don't think I have enough to really cover it real well. Not thrilled about that. This is the one that was just so beautiful, but I just couldn't do it. And I'm definitely not going to cut it. So it looks like what we're going to end up doing is going maybe with this and a little bit of that. Oh, let's see. My goodness. I have all this lace here, and sometimes maybe when you got a lot of it, you have an even harder time picking what you want to use. Okay. I could throw a little piece of this in there. No. You guys see, I have all this lace out here and I cannot decide what to do. I just don't want to cut that up, and that's what I would have to do. Give me just a minute, you guys. Oops, I almost went on without you guys. So I did find a couple of pieces. I added this pink lace over here because we've got that coming out on the top, so I thought that would be pretty there. And then I'm going to take some of this other lace that I have little bits of, and I'm just going to kind of add it in a couple of spots. I'm going to put that one there. Oh, and I don't want that sitting near my glue gun. And I'll have this piece come out there. And I think now we've got it filled in very nicely. So let's go ahead and do this while it's straight in my head. And we're going to go just like that. And then this piece will pop out from that. I want that to kind of come over that edge, just like that. And then this piece is going to come just like that. And I need to get hold of these pearls right here. Oh, there's only one left. Okay, well, we're going to glue that little guy down so no more pearls fall off. And I'm going to take this little string underneath and wrap it, and then we don't have to worry about it. Just like that. Okay. All right, you guys, let me move a bunch of this stuff out of the way here because I have got quite the mess. And this is what happens to me when I think I know what I want and then I change my mind 100 times. Okay, so this is what we have. I have only one thing left to do, and that is to put the hanger on, and this is what we're going to use for that. And so I'm going to tie this in a knot right here. I'm actually going to double knot it to give it something to hang on to. And I'm actually, I think I'm going to pull this up a little bit. I'm going to glue that back behind that ruffle. Putting glue on both sides of this. And then I'm just going to glue it to the outside of that. Hopefully I've got it coming up in a good spot there. I'm going to cut this last end piece off. You guys probably couldn't even see what I was doing there, huh? Okay, so I just took it and I glued it up under this ruffle a little bit. What I need to do now is figure out where I'm at here so that I can hang it equally from the two sides. And again, I'm going to just go ahead and cut this off right there. I'm going to see if I can pull this up just a tad. Oh, it's on there good here. There we go. Just want to pull it up just a little bit. I'm going to knot this. And I'm going to take my glue, put it up under there, and see if I can get that to go tuck under that ruffle there. And then I'm going to pull it up and glue it. I think I'm even right there. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to put a little more glue right there. And this ruffle, just so you guys know, this is an old piece of ruffled lace, and it does have it has some stuff, some staining on it in a couple of places, but I'm not concerned about that. The one thing that I do see here is there is some glue stuck to it over here that I'm going to have to try and get that off of there. The one piece came off real easy. I don't know. Maybe if I melt it, I can get it to clean off of there. Of course, it would help if I had a paper towel or something. Yeah, I think I can get most of that out of there. Now it's rolling off. This is one way to get the majority of glue that's stuck to something off. You can melt it, and you can usually do a little bit of work and get a good majority of it off. It's soft now. You can see there's a little bit of a mark there from the glue. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'll have to see what I can come up with. Anyway, so she is done. This pillow looks beautiful. You can see how long my bow is there. Oh, I was going to put that in there too. Where would that look good? I think that would look good maybe up here. Or do we even need that? I'm thinking we probably don't even need that. I've got enough stuff in here. Oh, I was going to put at least one piece of bling. I like to bling everything I do somehow, some way. Let's see, what do we have? We have that. Just one little piece of bling. We've got that. That would be pretty coming out of there. Or maybe right there. Looks nice there. Or the other thing I have is I've got these little sparkly butterflies that I made. One of those might be cute. Just kind of placed in there somewhere. But those are kind of flimsy, and I don't know. I just don't think it's quite what I'm looking for. I have a peacock. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I had them hanging here for a purpose. I have these two little keys that I was going to put in here somewhere, and I was waiting until I was done, and I thought I would hang them from somewhere. Maybe if I take that, I don't want to put it under that lace, and put it sort of around the flowers and the bow up here, and just kind of pull it under there. Oh, that piece got stuck. Okay, and then just kind of have those hanging off the flowers. Just like that. So you see we've got these kind of just hanging there. But that is my puffy pillow for today. You guys, this one turned out so pretty, even though it was a little bit rough getting there. I think this turned out amazing, and I'm super duper happy with the outcome of it. So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I gave it a try. I was not sure about this one from the get-go, just because I was using it inside out and just doing some different things. I may have to find a different way to do this key though, because it just doesn't feel right hanging like that. It needs to be just kind of here. We're going to tie this in a knot right about there, and we're going to knot it again. Got a nice big knot, and I think I'm going to go maybe inside those flowers and have it hanging like that. Or we could just do this the easy way, cut it off right there and stick it in there, because I really want these keys on this pillow. This was part of my inspiration for doing this pillow, so the keys have to go in. I also have this little puffy heart ornament that I think I'm going to sell with that pillow in my shop. But anyway, you guys, I hope you liked this video. We are going to, I'm so sorry, we're going to push you out, and I left you up close for that whole video, and I am terribly, terribly sorry, you guys, if you missed stuff because of that. I could just kick myself right now. So anyway, there's our pillow completed. Came out really, really beautifully. This is my little heart ornament that I think I'm going to sell with this pillow as kind of a little set. But anyway, you can see everything just turned out really nicely on this. I love it. I'm excited about it, actually. So hopefully whoever ends up being the owner of this will love it as much as I do. And that's it, you guys, for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're a subscribed member. If you're not, think about subscribing. And everybody have a blessed day, and stay tuned for pictures at the back end. Bye-bye. God bless.